Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th, The Sky in Tea, XL Chiropractic, Quality Nails, Jesse Moffitt Entertainment, and Sonny's Pizzeria. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Welcome, Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment lovers. Welcome to December. Only 2 more episodes after this one before the unpaid staff and I take a couple of weeks off around the holidays. So what do we have in store for you in the meantime? Well, today we're joined by Cole, James, Ceej Anderson, and Eddie Unruh from Late Night Boomin. The behind-the-scenes work that they do, huge part of making that show a success. Then mighty Corson Art Players will be busy on stage December 9th through the 11th as 5 short plays are presented in one production. Matt Walicke and Elise Kellogg give us the details. Plus, we'll tell you who gets this week's honorable mention, as well as draw for another winner of Pizza with a Podcaster. But first, let's pop the cork on this bubbly little show. Time to grab your favorite beverage, lift it high, and toast it to being Thursday, a.k.a. Weekend Eve.
Hey, the weekend isn't around the corner, it's here!
So long, hump day in your frumpy way. We say hello to Thursdays with opening nights. The weekend is near and we can see the bright lights. Yes, Thursday, you're so hearty, we can't wait for Friday, so a day early, we start the party. Oh, I don't think there's going to be a party. I talked to her earlier this week. But she does have a birthday today, so lift up the mug, the cocktail glass, the wine, whatever they call a wine goblet or glass or whatever, and champagne flutes, your coffee cup, the glass of milk, a tumbler, whatever you have, and toast it to Emily Wilson. Today is her birthday. I won't give a number. Let's just say that it ends in 0. She is an amazing actor on stage, phenomenally funny in Improv Falls. She also is on the board of directors for Mighty Corson Art Players, as well as Snow Jam Comedy Festival. So, Weekend Eve toast to an absolutely wonderful person, Emily Wilson. Happy birthday. It's time to pick a lucky winner of Pizza with a Podcaster. Everyone that follows the Dave Holly Hour on Facebook or Instagram automatically entered to win a free pizza from Sonny's Pizzeria. We draw a winner each week. This week, we say congratulations to Pat Hardigan. We'll be in touch with you, Pat, and get you all set up with some jowl-dropping, show-stopping, thin-crust pizza. Pizza with a Podcaster is brought to you by Sonny's Pizzeria, right across from USF at 26th and Waltz, and Sonny's at 81 on South Phillips. Check out the very fun and incredibly flavorful menu online, sonnyspizzeria.com. Honorable mention. Oh, the honorable mention goes to something that's taking place tonight. Honorable mention to the Midtown Coffee Radio Hour. Producers Nick and Tina Jackson have their Home for the Hooga Days show at Augustana University in the back alley of the Morrison Commons. Show is filled with great music and fun and frivolity. Doors open at 7. The show starting at 7:30. They have a great lineup of musicians that are involved. It's amazing. Get there. Later in the show, director Matt Walicke and actor Elise Kellogg from MCAP join us to talk about their upcoming shows. Up next from Late Night Boomin, it's Ceej Anderson and Eddie Unruh on the Dave Holly Hour.
Helping women feel empowered and confident is what Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th does, while supplying high-quality clothing that fits your lifestyle, personality, and price point. Whether you want comfy and cozy, casual attire, or something for a special occasion, Posh provides quality, selection, and value. They carry sizes extra small to 3X and have something appropriate for any age. Feel empowered and get confident. Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XO Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or xochiros.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XO Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
Support the Dave Holly Hour in a very easy way. Buy Dave a cup of coffee by clicking the cup in the lower left corner of www.davehollyhour.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh, I might as well say it, so you can just say it along with me out there in internet land, streaming land, whatever you might be using. It's always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment, and it's going to be a lot of fun this time around because you've heard Jack Unruh on this show before a couple of times. You've heard the supposed producer Mitchell Olson on this show before. You've heard the co-host Zach Dresch on this show several times. But now we're going to get the truth about how Late Night Boomin actually works because we've got the guys behind the cameras holding the microphones and everything else. CJ Anderson, Eddie Unruh, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
Excellent. I am so
Awesome.
happy to have the two of you here so we can
Great to
really
be
get
here.
down to what's true.
Exposing
Yeah.
the dark secrets.
Yes,
of
this is going to be
Boomin.
like a 48 hours type
Right,
of
absolutely.
show today.
We're exposing Jack.
There won't be another show
Well,
after this.
Exposing Jack.
Yeah.
Woo, boy, there's some social media for you right off the bat. And we should mention that Jack is here, along with a couple of cameras, too.
That's
right. Yeah.
I mean, what else could you possibly use cameras for besides when you're on a show or you're filming a show or you're in a parade?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
Did you guys have fun at the Parade of Lights?
That was an absolute blast.
I mean, I had a ton of fun.
It looked like it was just a great time, from what I could see, on TV and so forth. There's that one guy that, some people confuse me for him a little bit. There's this character that you guys have that shows
You
up.
do. I mean,
That
you
is-
look a little
You
bit like
resemble
him.
him.
That
The
he-
glasses
he
are
had-
different.
And
but-
he truly is the producer of the show, right?
Right.
That's
Mr.
true.
He's the
Mr.
real
Potter?
producer.
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah, he's the real one, not
Yeah.
not Mitchell Olson.
I can do a pretty good impression of Mr. Potter, but if he was here, he wouldn't like it.
Well,
you want to hear it though?
Yeah, I do.
He sounds like this. Well, we don't have the budget for that, so I don't think we can do that. I think it's pretty good.
I think you're pretty well
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
Do you have one too,
You
Eddie?
should try yours. I bet
You want me to try
I
it?
think yours would get
Imitation of
pretty
Potter?
close.
yeah.
Okay, what was the line? We don't have the budget?
We don't have the budget. Yeah.
Okay. We don't have the budget, so I don't think we could do it.
Yeah, but
Uncanny.
that's it's a little odd, it's a little weird how much you sound like
Really?
him.
Uncanny
Ah.
resemblance.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, we will have to find out more. And I understand there might be a chance to see that then because Jack told me reason that I'm having you guys on at the bequest of my wife. Yeah, my love said,
Oh.
you know who'd be really fun to have on the show? Ceej and Eddie.
You know what? I think she has really good taste.
She does. She does, no doubt about that. So then Jack comes along and, brings the cameras and says, hey, can we, film some of this so we
Yeah.
can put it in the next episode? So if I'm on the episode and Potter's on the episode too, that's going to be interesting.
How's that going to work?
Well, thankfully,
You know,
I've
we
got
gotta
glasses.
separate the personalities,
Yeah, that's
right? Like split, right? It's the two separate entities.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or at least two separate paychecks. Oh, wait a minute.
There's
According
no
to Potter,
paycheck. Yeah.
there is
What
no
paychecks?
What paychecks? There's no budget. All right. But it is one incredibly great show to take in. And we hope that everybody on December 15th will be at the Washington
Yes.
Pavilion so that they can see a live filming of it. And I guess, that's one of the things we're going to talk about is the importance that you guys have in making that show run.
The production.
The production of
Yeah.
it and so forth. Because, there was a time I got to be backstage. Let's see. I think the first time you guys were filming in the pavilion, wasn't it? In the Belbus. And baseball great Al Newman was there and so
Yep,
forth. Super guy. But one of the things that impressed me, because I've been in the media before, And I also have what is referred to as GAS, gear acquisition syndrome.
Yeah.
And so I'm always looking, and it's like, oh boy, look at the lights on that.
What are they filming with?
But you know what it was that really impressed me? I saw the Matrix, the whole layout on a clipboard.
Oh, yeah.
For all the cues and so forth. It's like, okay, we're not just talking about a bunch of guys that said, hey, let's put together a little talk show here and have fun in Sioux Falls. No. I mean, this thing is full blown.
It's properly written.
Yes.
And the whole production is thought through very thoroughly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself a writer, though I do help with some of the writing, but I only attend the writing meetings because sometimes they come up with ideas and I have to shoot them down because we can't technically execute.
It's very Ceej is very technical.
Yeah, so you're one of those that probably when they're talking about it and you mentioned, shooting them down, but also say, okay, but if we do that, we also have to.
Right.
Here's a consequence to what you're looking for.
And sometimes things are actually easier than we think that they might be, which that's another really good thing. I think we've gotten very lucky. Some of this stuff has been surprisingly easier to produce than we originally thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, CJ, let's talk about first of all, the name.
Yes.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer CJ or do you prefer Cole?
So I go by a few things, right?
Yeah.
So full name is Cole James Anderson.
Right.
I don't like going by Cole Anderson because in the Sioux Falls area, there's probably like 5 or 6. I met 2 Cole Andersons on one night.
In a single night.
In a single night, there was 3 Cole Andersons in the same room.
Trifecta.
The trifecta, that's right. And I didn't know them at all, but apparently they all lived in town. So to separate myself from all of them, I go by Cole James Anderson. And to explain how I got the Ceej nickname, a very long time ago, I had a YouTube channel called CJA Studios, and slowly over time, Jack kind of shortened it to CJA and then just Ceej, because CJ never really worked for me. Like, I don't know if it fits for me quite well.
Do you prefer Ceej?
Ceej or Cole or Cole James Anderson.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not the CJ.
Not the CJ.
Okay.
Ceej.
My bad. So Ceej.
Ceej.
We'll just,
all good. I'll let it pass.
We'll go with it.
We'll
go with it then.
We gotta ban that word from existence.
And your primary responsibilities are behind the camera.
That's right.
What all does your part of the production entail?
I'm the technical director, so I try to manage all of the, figuring out what kind of gear we need to use, how many people we need to run cameras. I also figure out all of the camera stuff, where the camera needs to be, who it needs to be on, helping with the audio stuff. The audio guys kind of have a mind of their own, but, I got to help wrangle them in there. I'm sure as an audio guy, all too well that audio guys, they like to keep to himself. My father is an audio engineer.
Yes, he is.
I know,
in fact,
all too well how introverted audio people can be.
I just met him recently.
That's right.
In fact, how I met him is I saw Potter in a pickup.
That's
producing.
Right. That's
your
right.
guys'
He was Potter Jr.
and he was PJ Potter Jr.
PJ.
Yeah.
CJ and PJ.
So can we call him Peej?
Peej.
Well, yeah, he's automatically Peej
He's
if you're
Peej
Ceej. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and
Ceej.
him actually, you and my father share the same first name too.
Yes, we do.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Dave and
so
Dave.
exactly,
The
and
Daves.
the Daves have it,
Daves.
and because so he was telling me, that basically the audio equipment that you had that night was his. So I want to know
Some of it.
Some of it. Okay, but
Actually, the most important part of audio equipment that we used that night was mine. So I will take credit for that.
all right. So what made you decide I want to do the camera stuff? I want to do the video, not just the audio.
I think just since I was a kid, I've always had this knack for like wanting to make stuff, and I'm sure Jack and Eddie would say the same. We just, we got like our parents got us like a little tiny camera, and we just started shooting stuff on our own. And even though we've always had this this kind of idea of wanting to like make films and be a director, we're always in the pits with everybody else, because I like to do. I've said my whole life, no matter what job I'm doing, the dream is to write and direct movies, but I don't care if I'm the boom operator on set. I don't care if I'm a PA. I just love the art of making films. And I've always been super passionate about filmmaking. I just stick me in a role, I'll kill it.
And especially right now, it's like, it's very much, there's no job we won't do.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean?
Nothing is beneath us.
In fact, that's one thing that your dad told me. He says, because we were talking about the success of Late Night Boomin. He says, I hope this becomes the springboard so they can move on to their dreams of making a film.
That's what we're hoping too.
Yeah. And
I think we're on the way.
Well, you know what? There've been a lot of movies made about talk shows.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think that you got to start there for sure.
That's actually a pretty good idea. Jack, start taking notes.
Yeah. Well, funny, I remember the first time I met Jack, and Jack asking after I interviewed him, would you ever consider being in a short film? And I believe I said, yeah. So who knows? Maybe he's already got some notes scribbled down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll get you in some stuff.
We have a full feature-length film written with you as the main guy.
The documentary of Dave Holly.
That's right.
Showing now on channel 522. Eddie, how did you get involved in all this multimedia stuff?
So basically, it comes down to me being his brother.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
One of the ways I got wrangled. But yeah, I mean, kind of the same startup story as Ceej. We had a camera, a family camera that our mom would use when we go on trips and whatnot. And we took it and we started making videos with Legos. And that kind of
I didn't know Legos made a camera. But
yeah.
Hang on. We got to have a rim shot for that, don't we? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so that led into us being in front of the camera and making like little action videos, and then we started just throwing out so much YouTube videos that were just not good. But I mean, we were kids, we were having fun.
You were having fun, right?
We were learning. And so then, we joined up with Ceej because he was one of the only other people kind of in the T area that was our age that was actually doing this sort of thing.
I was begging to be in their YouTube videos because we were like the only two YouTubers in
Yeah,
T.
we were the only two. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they were actually like making like proper, I mean, I couldn't call them short films, but they were, going out of their way to make like long narrative like videos for the YouTube, like Spy Nerf War, like Nerf blasters,
right.
like Nerf guns and stuff. They made like a whole series of like a couple of kids being spies with Nerf guns running around shooting each other.
It was a fun time. Staple of my childhood for
sure.
For
sure, yeah.
So I'm guessing based off of the ages that you are, because my original desire was to be a photographer.
Really?
Yeah, and was heavy into it. Had my own darkroom
cool.
when I was 15.
Really?
Wow, 15?
And then at 16, voice started to change a little bit, and I was talking on the phone with a friend, and he says, "Who is this?" I said, "Well, it's Dave." He says, "Gosh, you got a great voice. You ever thought about radio?" And so then things kind of changed, but so I had an old true 35 millimeter, single lens reflex. Well, had a couple of them and so forth. Because remember,
that's gas. Yeah,
gear acquisition syndrome. But anyway, and then I tried video for a little bit. But video when I first tried it, guess what it was?
It was actual motion picture film, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. And
Which
then
makes things
eventually,
a lot more difficult, I'm sure.
Thought about, going to a video like a VHS and so forth. And I had to go through that in college then.
Right.
And I decided that was a lot of gear to lug around. But you guys, I'm guessing, started even automatically in digital?
Yeah, that's right. We were lucky enough that, I mean, technically my first camera wasn't like a proper like digital. I mean, my first mobile camera was like a mobile camcorder, but the first thing I started making stuff on was like a webcam on like my family's home computer. But everything I have ever shot on has been digital.
Yeah.
And that was revolutionary for so many people, and it's made it
it's
so
crazy
accessible.
now because they're making full movies with iPhones.
Yeah,
it's
crazy that you can shoot that high quality on something that can fit in your pocket in a matter of 20 years ago. That was unthinkable.
And the processing time too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, right. Back then, if you wanted to get that in post, you had to watch it and record it at the same time. Yeah, not anymore.
Oh,
some people say that they wish that they were born in like a different generation. I'm perfectly fine.
You're
with
good.
when I
You're
was
good
born.
here.
I
Okay.
like
You're
it
good
here.
here.
I like it here.
All right. Eddie, besides, being a brother,
Right.
what did you feel that you could bring to the show?
So, being able to watch Jack as he does this process, the entire thing, it's really nice because I'm able to be in on the ground floor of the whole operation. So that kind of that really helped kind of round me for each show and whatnot. And so what I really saw my role being is when Jack is dealing with these big picture things, then I'm able to come in and kind of have everyone get on the same page and stuff. Just because I'm there to learn all this stuff and help him come up with these ideas and whatnot. And so then when it gets to show day, kind of my main thing is I'm like a glorified stagehand, I would say.
Well, you're a stage director.
Stage director, yeah.
Okay.
And so, it's really cool because I'm able to direct kind of how the stage moves in and out. And, I'm kind of the guy that sends out the guests when they're supposed to go out and whatnot. So that's a really cool part of the job, yeah.
Yeah. What's been the most fun for you guys so far?
Honestly, I think the most fun, it's always been the filming. The filming has always been the highlight, whether it's at the pavilion the night of the show or we're doing like a pre-recorded segment. Even when we have written stuff, when we're out there shooting, without failure every single time, the improv just like comes out of everybody, and it's just like it lifts me with so much joy. Like I could be having the worst day ever, but if we have a shoot schedule, I know for a fact that like I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna be happy, because
especially when you have Jack and Z.
They're always cracking jokes. Like you can't.
Zach is one of Sioux Falls' best comedians.
You
and
can't
so
have a
it's awesome
silent
to have
moment.
him.
Yeah, they're always like slinging back and forth. It's great. I love it too. And then whenever there's physical gags, they always throw themselves into it like so much. I love it so much. Like physical comedy, I think is one of Jack's favorite types of comedy.
He should be a stooge.
Yeah.
Stooge.
He's an honourary stooge.
He's the fourth stooge,
and
the
then-
long lost one.
And then Dresch himself is, just look at him, he's funny. And he embraces it like you can't believe.
Right.
He
It's
really
awesome.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
So it's so much fun to be around that show, watch things happen and so forth. What do you think is going to happen the rest of the way? Because you're getting ready to shoot the final episodes
Right.
for season 1.
I don't know. You're farther on the ground floor than I am. You're related to the host.
Well,
you're
I don't
related to
know
the
how much
creative
I'm
director
able
of the
to
whole thing.
say exactly, but I will say this: our finale, we are hoping to have this one be the biggest one yet.
Yeah.
We got Sean Covell. For those of you who don't know, he's the writer and producer of Napoleon Dynamite. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a
It's
great
going to be
show.
a ton of fun. We've also got, obviously we just did the Parade of Lights, and that's going to be a segment in one of the upcoming final episodes.
Where your friend Mr. Potter was.
True.
Yeah.
That's right, yes. And that was a ton of fun, too. That was maybe 5
that was a great
days of
night.
prep. It was a ton of fun.
And
we spent a lot of time together.
Kind of a funny story about it is, so they had a bunch of different awards for the floats, and the one award we thought that we could get was the Mayor's Choice Award. That's the one we were going for. We were like, there's no way we're winning the Lights Award or like all these other crazy ones.
Yep.
So what we decided to do is Jack came up with a jingle to sing to the mayor as we're driving past.
Do you want to sing it? Should we sing it?
Should we sing
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
I think
Okay.
we should.
Would you like to
Okay.
hear it?
Yes, I would. Love to
Okay.
hear
All
it.
right. Can I get a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Jingle Paul, jingle Paul the way. Oh, what fun it is to win the Mayor's Choice Parade.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So did we win?
The mayor's name is Paul, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So did we win? Did we win?
We didn't win.
Oh.
How much money did you give him?
Well,
The
we
whole
only
rest of our
had
show
$4 in our budget, so not enough, clearly.
Zach wouldn't have bought that samurai sword.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah. I heard about that he bought like $500 budget and he spent $496.
What is
out
that
of it.
about?
You guys can
Wow.
hear all about it, though, on the next episode of Late Night Boomin.
That's right, guys.
Yeah, we look forward to that. So again, December 15th at the Belbush Theater, the Washington Pavilion, 7 o'clock. It's a free show.
That's right.
And, the great thing about it is it's a show you can take your kids to.
You can take your kids to.
Yeah.
It's family friendly. which is something we pride ourselves on, because we want anybody to be able to watch the show. We want anybody to be able to enter and enjoy it for any reason. Something that Jack has always said about the show is he doesn't want you to watch the show because of the guests. He wants you to watch the show because you like the show.
Right.
And I think with the band and the hosts, I think we've got it on lock.
Yeah,
I think we do.
What's been the best thing you've captured on film? Because I've got my vote for it.
There's this moment in the upcoming episode, which actually this segment that we're filming here right now will be at the end of this episode.
Okay.
But there's a moment where the two mascots are fighting, and Oswald gets tackled by Peep, if I'm correct.
Oh,
And
from the
it's
Canaries.
And it's out, and it happens in the middle of the baseball field. It was one of the funniest things we've ever done, because there's no one's talking. They're mascots. They don't talk, and they're just like jiggling their bodies around. Like, it's just so funny, and they're just like rubbing it in each other's faces, like as if mascots have this
Right.
like
As if they're feral cats.
this
Right.
unspoken like rule of just hatred between
Right.
each other. I just love it so much. It's truly one of the funniest things I think we have ever filmed.
And, if we're sticking with this episode, I would say there's another scene where we get this big old budget, and what we do is we spend it all at a Dave & Buster's. And so what we did for that scene is we had the whole writing team dress up in tuxedos, and we had Becca dress up in a gown, and it was just a blast. We all went out there, and we took Monopoly money, and we were like throwing it around. And so we shot like a really cool montage, and that was one of my favorite moments actually of the entire Late Night Boomin' process so far, because it just shows kind of the whole writing team coming together.
Yeah.
And I think it captures really well how much fun we do have behind the scenes. So that's why it was probably one of my favorite of things that we have filmed so far. Otherwise, I'm going to have to say from the first episode, the bread catch was one of the best
You
things
got it.
we've
Yeah,
ever caught on
that's my
television.
vote.
Yeah.
Chuck Case from the Chuck Case and the Late Night Boomers.
Yep.
Well, that wasn't planned though, so I couldn't say you can't. No one can technically take credit for that, except
No,
for
but
Chuck.
just-
except for Chuck. Chuck is the only one who
But-
can take credit for that.
Who had the camera that caught that?
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
Not me.
Man.
Not me. I can't take credit for that one. But I tell you what, our brothers at Pinnacle, they killed it, and they helped us
Yeah,
get to the
they're
level that we're
phenomenal.
at now.
That's
And
awesome.
they're the ones who won the Mayor's Choice float too.
Son of a gun!
How did that happen from that 3,000-foot tower of
Right.
a TV that they had?
With the flamethrower on the front
Yes.
of it,
Come on, guys.
They should have gotten dead last.
I bet their budget was more than 500.
I bet you they had a budget.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so CJ, tell us.
Siege. Good.
I
You got
should
it.
just
You got it.
see. I heard Ceej all the time, and I thought, okay, he's Ceej, but I was almost thinking it was CG. That's what I kept wanting to say. CG.
CGI, he's all
CGI.
fake.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But no.
I just start fading away, like Back to the Future. Like
Spy Kids 3.
So Ceej.
yes.
All right. Besides this, what do you do?
Oh well, shoot. I do a lot of stuff. Well, coincidentally, I also have a podcast. It's called the Small Filmmakers Talk Podcast.
Ooh.
We're trying to start dropping episodes a bit more often. But anyways, we do essentially
Right.
the same thing that
Yeah.
we do here. We just get some filmmakers and some people who are interested in film and the arts, and we try to talk about relevant topics. Other than that, I like to write and direct short films. The goal is to eventually do that stuff full time. But like my father said, I think this is a good spring pad. Not a lot
Yeah.
of people have a TV show, which I think
Very
is
true.
very unique. Something I can add to the resume. Makes us look really good.
No doubt about that. Eddie, you're in school right now, aren't
Right,
you?
yes.
Yeah. Whereabouts?
I'm a student at USF right now.
Mhm.
And then besides that, I'm big into golf. So that's
Big
kind
golfer.
of, it's kind of my favorite
Hey,
thing.
you write a lot too.
And then I'm also a writer. So.
He wrote a feature film for. Or no, that's not true. You wrote a book,
I did
a novel.
Yep, for my
your,
senior
for your
project
senior
for high
project.
school, we had to come up with something to graduate, like a whole presentation. And so I decided to write like a story. It's a cowboy novel, like a Western, an old Western.
But it's a full novel.
Yep.
So that's
It was
pretty,
it was
that's
a fun
pretty big
time though.
deal,
It was
yeah.
super fun. Yeah.
Okay, now what is it on determining a novel? Is it total number of words or is it pages?
I'm not entirely sure, honestly. I always thought novel was just more of like a formal way to call a book a book.
Then you find out there's novella.
Yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of different determinations and whatnot, but maybe I'll stick with calling it a book.
A book nonetheless, but
It's
you're
a
going to
book
get it printed
nonetheless.
too, right? So there will be a physical copy of it.
Before Late Night Boomin came and turned my life upside down, that was the plan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so is this something that, do you have any aspirations for screenwriting as well?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So we might be seeing this cowboy on screen.
You know, maybe.
It's called Leo Rooney.
Leo Rooney,
That's
the
right.
Mistaken Outlaw.
That's
is
right.
The title of it.
Yeah.
It's corny fun, you know.
But it's good. It's good. And I do think it's one of those things that could be very easily adapted to a film. So keep your eyes out.
And
Keep your
we'll have
ears
Dave
open.
Holly as the star.
Playing Leo Rooney himself.
That's right. Yeah, but other than that, you know, I spend a lot of my time helping with Late Night Boomin', and I love every second of it. I'm thankful for everyone that we have on set all the time. It's great, and I couldn't do it without everyone. So
Same.
we couldn't do it without
yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great team effort just to watch the whole process.
It's a
And-
huge
Absolutely.
team effort.
And, you know, those that are there that watch it as part of the audience, they actually get a great idea of what it's like to be at a big talk show. Because you've got monitors up there. You've got, they see the people working around and so forth.
Right.
And,
I think that's something that's really unique about our show is when you come in to watch us film it and you're an audience member, it feels like you are a part of the production. Like you get in on all of the, cut, that didn't work, we got to run it again, or oops, I slipped my line, we got to run it back.
Because it's
I've heard that happen.
Yeah.
because it's not exactly a theater show, you know. We're
Right.
not. I mean, obviously, we want to entertain our live audience, of course, as a very big part of what we do. But it's much more so we're filming for television, and I think honestly, the audience almost kind of enjoys it more sometimes in that sense because they get to see the behind.
Mhm.
They
It's
almost
a lot
feel
more
like,
laid back, you know. It's
Right.
not
True.
as it's a lot more. It feels more personal too when you can just kind of like drop that fourth wall and be like, okay, all right, we got to run it back. Didn't quite
Right.
work. We know we have more than one take. It's not a theater show like Eddie
Yeah.
said, which is that's helped us a lot because those first few shows we didn't exactly treat that way.
Right.
Thankfully, they worked out without too much problem for us.
Yeah, but it's just been a development of finding our groove over time, show after show. I think we kind of find what we did good, what we did bad, and what we can improve on, and that's kind of where we've been going from.
Yeah, every single show, I can say confidently that we've learned something new.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether it was something good or bad, we've learned
We've
something.
learned something new, yeah.
All right, so Eddie, you mentioned golf. What's your handicap?
Right now, I believe I'm a 6.
Ooh, nice.
Either 6 or 7, I think.
Yeah, I got mine down to a 6 at one time. And
Nice, very
then,
nice.
Elderly life took over, and I've got spare parts all over the place. And after the first spare part surgery and replacement, I thought, I'm going to get out and golf again. And I lost a lot of upper body strength, apparently, because no matter what club I chose out of my bag, the ball went 150 yards. That was it.
Consistency is what matters. though.
Hey,
But
that
it's
sounds
like,
pretty consistent.
Yeah, you know, when you used to hit 300-yard drives and, and you could control a wedge.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, okay, bye-bye. End of that. And
I'm more of a frisbee golf kind of guy.
Right.
hey, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, 6, that's very respectable.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Very respectable.
Yeah.
Any other hobbies?
Video games?
Definitely when I can, I'm a gamer.
Mr.
Okay.
Holly, are you a gamer?
I am not.
No video games?
No. That's one thing that somehow my addictive personality was able to avoid.
You should be thankful.
Yeah.
You should be thankful.
Because they are definitely addicting.
Yes, it's true. I spend way too much
Okay,
time.
well, hang on. There is one, solitaire.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, that's
it's on the
fair.
phone.
See, everyone's got
And
their
I
game,
have to
their guilty
have-
pleasure.
I have to have a win.
Yeah.
in bed at the end of the night. Solitaire has to give me one win before I can turn out the lights.
That's you can't get a good night's sleep unless you win a game.
I want to be tossing and turning all night. Think about
just
how
like
he
you,
lost.
just like you say that if you know there's a shoot at night, you're going to bed feeling great.
That's right. Okay.
If I can say I'm a winner right before I turn out the lights, I feel good.
That. I feel that. You know, a game has never died for me. Like I've always enjoyed it. Tetris.
Oh wow!
I've played Tetris probably my whole life, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired of it.
I'm so old. This is where you say, "How old are you?"
How old are
you?
The first video game I played was Pong.
Really?
Whoa! My dad had an Atari and Pong, so I played.
You did?
I did, yeah, with the joysticks.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to play on a classic Atari. So I've had that experience.
Okay.
It was one of my
Good
first
on
video
you.
games that I've played, but I can't say it was the first one.
The first.
Well,
All
I
right.
know that there's kind of like a trend right now. The vintage games and whatnot are coming back.
Yeah,
like
true.
you'll see a lot of people buying like old Nintendo 64s or that Atari with all the games on it.
Yep,
So
yep.
it is interesting to see that sort of work out.
That it is, and it's fun stuff. But it's interesting to see how video has come about and all the technology that there is, and it's great to see you guys involved in the show because you got a great host, you got a great co-host, a great band.
We've got a great producer too.
A great producer,
That's
that
right.
Potter guy.
Yeah, Potter
he's
guy's pretty
amazing.
great.
But it's just fun to watch, and I can't help but think that yes, this will be your springboard, like your father said, because you guys do such a great job of making that show run.
Well, with your help, Mr. Hawley, I know we can go anywhere.
All right. Sounds like a deal. Thank you guys both so much.
Thank you so much.
Dave Holly Hour, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Sure, they have darts, and you've heard me talk about how ruggedly handsome the trivia host is, but all caps fun never stops at the Sky Lounge and Tea. And fun is best had with your friends enjoying live entertainment, as in live and local. Yeah, the Sky Lounge believes in giving you the best bands, solo artists, and comedians from the area. The Neo Johnsons, Elizabeth Hunstead, Skylar Volks, as well as many others. And a great staff will make sure you enjoy your fun at the Sky Lounge in Tea, South Dakota.
Comedy magician and hypnotist Jesse Moffat's right. He can't play the piano, but he can sure entertain crowds with his amazing magic and clever quips. His shows always make the participants the stars, especially when they've fallen asleep on stage. They've been hypnotized. Are you the party planner in your group? Then you owe it to your group to make the event magical, even if it puts you to sleep. Here's how.
For booking information, go to Jesse Moffitt Entertainment on Facebook. That's JESSEMOFFITT. Or call 605-929-0964.
It's another Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment conversation on the Dave Holly Hour.
Thanks, everybody. Certainly appreciate the fact that you tune in to hear more about Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. And so many of you that are regulars know what I like to say. It's always a pleasure to talk about Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. It's always a pleasure to have new guests on. What they represent, not necessarily new, because we talk about MCAP shows many, many times. Mighty Corson Art Players, one of my faves to go to. But we have one of its directors, and I do mean one of its directors for their upcoming Christmas shows, plural, all in one, and one of its actors as well. So, Matt Walicke, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Wonderful. Great to have you along as well. And then Elise Kellogg. That would be the recently married Elise Kellogg, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, great to have you here as well so we can have fun talking about what is coming up for MCAP, Mighty Corson Art Players, that wonderful little theater with a big, big heart that you find just north of Interstate 90, right across from Brandon. It's funny how many people know all about Brandon, but you say, Corson, well, where's that? Just go the other way on the interstate, off of the interstate ramp. So, Matt, tell us what we can expect, because MCAP has taken a bunch of little plays, put them into one night for a Christmas show. What's it been like putting that together?
It has been an absolute blast, just getting to work with this amazing cast and getting to be one of 5 amazing directors who get to work on this collection of plays. The title is "'Twas the Night Before," and it's a collection of, like you said, 5 short plays, each with its own director. And it has been an absolute pleasure, not just, like I said, working with the cast, but also getting to work for the first time out at the Corson Theater.
Yeah, and so tell us about the play that you happen to be directing, the title of it, who all is involved, and what this will bring to that whole entourage and collage of what we're going to have.
Sure. Mine is called Holiday Movies. It's written by Elizabeth Swatus, and so it is a musical for which there was no music, neither was there a recording or a video or many descriptions. So neither was the text particularly even in its rhythm or, easy to work with necessarily. But that's all right. It was a blast. So mine is, it's 2 elves hosting their TV show, and they introduce you to some holiday movies.
Okay. No other characters, just the 2
Oh,
elves?
goodness.
Oh,
No,
there's
the 2 elves and a major ensemble.
Oh, because they're the ones that are in the
Correct.
movies then.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's just wonderful, wonderful actors. I think there's a total of 9 in the ensemble. They're just incredible. I'm so thankful to be able to work with them all. Again, most of them I've worked with at least once before. Elise is one of the
noobs?
Yeah.
All right. So, Elise, what made you decide to be a part of this then?
I just wanted to get back. I haven't acted in over a year. The last show I did was when Corson did Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
And I haven't done anything since then. And I thought this sounded fun, and there were a lot of different opportunities to act in various shows.
Right. Well, I know that when Brian and I had first talked, that he mentioned what this was going to be for the year. That was one of the selling points of it, was the fact that there's so many opportunities for it. Some people are doing double duties in it, being in different casts and so forth. But it really was a wonderful opportunity for those that hadn't acted in a while. And from also what I understand, I know you've been rehearsing hard, but it's also been not quite the heavy rehearsal schedule that you would normally have to work in at holiday season too, correct?
Right, yeah.
And did that make it easier for you as well?
Yeah, I would say I've never been a part of a production where I was able to have certain days off throughout the week. It's always been like every single day you're at the theater. But with this, I think consistently I have not had Mondays, Tuesdays, or Saturdays. I have not had to live at the theater, which has been nice.
What have you enjoyed about being in this particular production?
I think my favorite part, so I'm in 3 of the 5 shows, and my favorite is being able to see how the different directors take on each piece, and being able to work with different directors at the same time who all have different styles for how they approach everything.
All right, so since he's sitting right next to you, what's Matt's style?
Matt's pretty laid back. He's definitely, you can tell he's more of a music director than tell you where to stand.
Okay.
Exactly. Director.
He's nodding his head. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, then what else are you in?
I'm also in Away in the Manger. I'm playing the Virgin Mary.
Okay.
Giving birth to Jesus.
And who's directing that?
That one is directed by Logan Levitt.
All right. Yeah.
And then
who just became a father.
He did just become a father like
a couple of
2
days back.
ago.
Yeah. All right. So in his style then?
I don't know how to describe his style. He definitely thinks more about the nuts and bolts and exactly where he wants everyone and why he wants them there, which I guess every director does. Mm-hmm. He's kind of more exploring. I don't think he's directed anything before, so I think he's taking the time to explore his own style at the moment.
And I'm guessing that along the same lines of those that wanted to act in this because maybe not as much time commitment, more opportunities and so forth, that it was also, a time for some people to say, I've thought about directing, and that I'm pretty sure Marisa Moser was doing that. Wonderful stage talent, so I can't wait to see this, to see, what kind of direction she gives as well. So what is the third one that you're in?
I'm also in Before the Before and Before That, which is directed by Mike Richards.
Yeah. Mike's also a fun one to watch, and so that'll be cool. Now, is he as strict as he is in the way he acts?
I would say no.
Okay.
He's one that he likes to let the actors explore the stage in what feels good for them, and then he'll pull you back and say that isn't working from a visual point of view, and give you a few different ideas for how you could do it instead.
Right. Yeah, because he plays so many parts where he's just upright and forward and so forth. So I would welcome the chance to see his directing as well. So Matt, was she accurate saying you're laid back?
Well, I hope so.
Right. Yeah. And then also the fact that, because you do have quite the musical background, and that holds true that, you're more into that than the blocking and so forth.
Well, I lean into your strengths, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, I want the actors to be able to explore. I know where I want them. But I want them to have kind of some freedom up there.
Right. Well, especially it is a small stage in Corson, too. So, you can't do copious amounts of blocking, obviously. You got to be here and there. And then how is that going to work backstage for all of this? Because I've been backstage at Corson, and I know what is and isn't available there. And because there's how many people total involved in this?
I think it's 23 actors.
Wow. Yeah. So that's going to be fun to watch the interchanges and so forth. What's the lineup? Do you have that in terms of who goes first and where you are in that lineup out of the five? Okay.
Yep. Mine is the last. And,
okay.
Mike Richards is a couple before mine, but yeah. It starts with Ryan Howe's Not a Creature Was Stirring, and that's pretty funny, actually very funny.
Yeah, I've got a friend that is involved in that one.
Oh,
so
very good.
Yeah.
Same with, and then Logan's doing Away in a Manger, so that's directed by, as you mentioned, Logan Levitz. That's number 2. Then Mike does his Before the Before and Before That.
Right.
And then it's Marisa's Christmas song, and then it wraps up with holiday movies.
Okay. How much have you been able to watch the others? Obviously, for you, Elise, you're in 3 of them. But still, in general, during rehearsals and so forth, how much have you been able to catch of the others that you're not involved in?
For me, it's pretty much just been the shows I've been involved in. Because the ones I'm not involved in, they aren't rehearsing on the same
times.
nights.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not seeing. So I'm very excited when we get to dress rehearsals to be able to see.
So you'll be able to catch
what
that,
they're doing with those ones.
Same for you then, Matt, in that regard?
Yeah, I've been able to see Mike's production.
Okay.
So because we share rehearsal day, and so and because we share a lot of the same cast, and so that's been great to watch him kind of add elements and to watch them grow.
When you were approached about it, what was your thought?
I thought it sounded like a blast.
Okay.
It sounded like, it would be a great time. I didn't know I'd have to write the music, but, hey, that's fine. That's all right. I thought they'd give me a score. And I'd just be like, all right, here we go.
So what did you write the music as then? What can we expect when we see this?
Yeah, so it's, it's a kind of a nod to Golden Age MTV, I guess.
Right. You mean when they had videos?
When they had, when they had videos, and it was a bit more music centric, I think. And so the songs kind of I try to. They're not parodies necessarily, but they're, I'm trying to make them sound like this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah,
so the
we'll get the gist.
Yeah. The second one, for example, is every hair metal band ever, every hair metal song ever, and one is a boy band song, and so it's just so I did it.
Yeah. All right. How long did it take you to do that, though?
I don't know. A month of writing. I don't know how many hours I put into it.
Yeah. And you did the composing as well?
Yeah, wrote it all, and recorded it all, and yeah, here we are.
All right. And the cast was having a good time with it.
I hope so.
Yes.
Elise, what is it like to play a part like that, where it's, wow, we're going into this, and this guy had no text. He really didn't have much to work with, and he threw it all together. What are the challenges, and have those challenges become part of the fun for it as well?
Honestly, I don't think I was ever worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had never met Matt before, but they handed us the music the first day of rehearsals, and I was like, okay, this looks like music. It'll all be okay.
That one's quote. We have a quote from Elise Kellogg. This one looks like music. It'll be okay. That one will go down for a while. When you went to the auditions, did you have certain parts you were looking to be in, or how did you approach this?
I think, what was the total? There were 40 available parts, was the total. I did not go in, and that's kind of how I go into all auditions. I don't go in expecting or wanting to get a specific part. I like to open myself to any parts, which I think makes auditions more fun for me, because I'm not focused on nailing that one specific part that I really want. You just get to have fun with it.
So how did you audition then? Did they just give you some of the scripts and read from there, or did you have a monologue prepared that you went in with?
No, Corson auditions are very laid back.
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone wanting to get into theater, it's a great space to do it. But they just have the sides lined up, and they'll pass it around the theater in order, call people up to just read in a random order. And then after the directors have seen everyone, then they'll start calling up specific people that they want to see again, or reading a different thing.
So as you were going through that and getting the callbacks to go up and read again, were you saying, oh, yeah, this will be a fun spot?
Yeah, there were some parts, like in Ryan's show, I really like doing Minnesota mom accents.
Okay. Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Oh, yeah. So
you got the oh, yeah.
When I was reading through his show, I really wanted to be the mom, which was one of the shows I didn't end up getting into, which is totally fine. I've got enough going on.
3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, and which one has the most for you to worry about?
Mike's show before that.
Well, that's got a lot just to remember the title of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
How do you think the holiday spirit's going to come off in this, Matt?
Oh, goodness. I think it's loaded with holiday spirit. I think it's got everything that makes a great holiday theater experience. It's got humor. It's got drama. It's got the Christmas message in strange and unusual ways.
Right.
It's got fun nods to pop culture. It's I think a great wild, fun Christmas ride.
That we look forward to, no doubt about it. So, Elise, you said it's been a while since you had acted. And give us your acting background. When did you get excited about theater? And what spurred that?
I started when I was 10.
Okay.
I grew up out in Brandon, so every other year, their high school musicals, they let the middle schoolers and the elementary schoolers audition, so it's like in all grades every other year. So that year was Peter Pan, and I was cast not as one of the main Lost Boys, but just one of the lost children. And that was a lot of fun. It started from there. Then I started actually doing the camps at MCAP as a kid, and growing from there, continuing to do plays and musicals throughout high school and into college. And then beyond that, community theater. I worked one summer out at the Black Hills Playhouse, and that was a lot of fun too. But pretty much just wherever I can get in a little dab of it.
What excites you about being on stage?
That's a good question.
I get in one per interview.
I don't know. I think the rehearsal processes are really fun to me because I love getting to know new people. But I love when I get on stage and I'm in a comedic role and just landing the jokes or the bits and the audience reaction. And especially out at Corson, I love because you can literally see everyone. So
yeah, it's not just the applause and so forth that you hear; you can see.
Yes,
yeah.
I can see everyone who is or is not
What
laughing.
What is a role that would be a dream role for you to play?
I think I would really want to be Betty Jean from the Marvelous Wonderettes.
Oh, wow!
That's one of my favorite musicals.
Ah. That's one that's not brought up often.
No.
Well, I hope that gets to happen sometime for you then as well.
Maybe.
Yeah. Matt, give us your background in all this. I know it's a lot of
Sure.
music and so forth, and you've been a place or two.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm originally from Massachusetts, and went to college in New Jersey, and then started teaching in Western New York, and then grad school in Illinois, and then moved to Ohio, and now here I am in South Dakota.
All right.
Been here 13
And
years.
what about the theater? What was the calling
Sure.
and the music? And...
The first time I was on stage, I was in 5th grade, and I was Johnny Casino and Teen Angel in Greece. And so that was it the first time. And then, let's see, the first time I started directing, I was my first teaching position. I was in Western New York in Rochester, and taught at a great school out there, and started doing musicals out there, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And so what's the thrill of the stage, whether you're on it or out there directing musically or the blocking and so forth?
I don't know. I like it all. I like to be on stage, but I think I spend a lot more time in the pit, a lot more time off stage, and I really do. I do really enjoy that a lot. So I don't know. I think I'm happy. Maybe I'm happier off stage.
All right. So dream role.
Oh, goodness.
And a follow up with you then. Dream play or musical to direct.
Yeah, I think. I'd love to do Javert in Les Mis, and to direct Beetlejuice. I think, child of the '80s that I am, I would have to say that's up on the list.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So a couple of questions that I like to have as a standard toward the end. When you are not involved in the theater, being in arts and entertainment, Elise, what do you like to be entertained by, or what do you like to take in?
I really enjoy reading, so I read a lot, and then my husband and we play board games together with our friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and again, congratulations.
Thank you.
So how long have you been married now?
5 months.
Okay, yeah, so still in that honeymoon phase, the newlyweds. And what did your husband think of this when you said, I'm going to get back on stage?
Oh, he was fully supportive.
Yeah.
He is also a theater person.
Okay, yeah, so he wants to make sure that you get that time as well.
Right.
Yeah, because, one of the things I've had on a couple of people before that are married and talked about that, and they have it that if one person's in a show, the other person's watching the kids. And then they flip-flop quite often. And we're still going to have a theater and entertainment and arts widows and widowers podcast sometime, that we're going to have some of the people that aren't involved in arts and entertainment, but their spouse or significant other is, and get their perspective on like my love, and she says, because she was supportive of this from the get-go. She thought it would go 3 episodes. This will be number 158. Matt, so let's talk in terms of besides what you're doing, because you've got other duties. I know you've been with TPP, Premier Playhouse. You're also doing the directing of the music. You're music director for Christmas Carol, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit going on this month.
Yes.
But when this month is over, and you get a chance to go see something else or be somewhere to take in the arts, what do you like?
Well, we're hoping to plan a trip down to. We were hoping to get tickets to go down to a big comedy show down in Austin, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Did not get them. So now we're trying to find something else to go do in that vein. But we like to. My wife Cassandra and I love to travel. In fact, we were just out in Des Moines for no good reason other than to just go
to Des
Moines
and
just have some cool experiences. But yeah, and then we just love to go over to travel whenever we can and spend time with family and yeah.
All right. So let's give you one opportunity now to plug the shows that are one show altogether. When do we start, and what are the dates and times?
They start December 9th through the 11th. The 9th and 10th both have shows at 7:30. And then the 10th has a second show, first show in the morning at 2:30. And there's a show at 2:30 on the 11th as well.
Yeah, we're going to be going on the 11th at 2:30. Yeah, and it's going to be tight because, I know this guy that wears a red velvet suit that's going to be working for a few hours prior to that. But he's going to show up, in his seats because he loves MCAP. Anything you want to add then, Matt, about the shows, and tickets and so forth, how we can get that?
Yeah, tickets are available online. You can go to mightycorson.com/box office. And that's Mighty Corson, Corson. And then the tickets are $20 each. You can call the box office as well at 605-582-2771.
Excellent. And do like we did. Next year, just become a member and get season tickets for it because it's a fun time up there. Matt Walicke and Elise Kellogg, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you on stage and seeing what becomes of what you've put up there on stage, Matt. So thank you so very much, and thanks for taking time to be on the Dave Holly Hour. And we'll be back to wrap up the show in just a moment. Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails on South Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails. Call for an appointment. 605-334-1463.
Helping women feel empowered and confident is what Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th does, while supplying high-quality clothing that fits your lifestyle, personality, and price point. Whether you want comfy and cozy, casual attire, or something for a special occasion, Posh provides quality, selection, and value. They carry sizes extra small to 3X and have something appropriate for any age. Feel empowered and get confident. Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th.
From the Dipsy Doodle Studios at the world headquarters of Big D Entertainment, a 40-square-foot home studio in the middle of America, it's Dave Holly.
Thanks again to those great guests, Ceej Anderson and Eddie Unruh, and to Matt Walicke and Elise Kellogg. Most of all, thank you for your interest in Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. Now, if you haven't done so far, follow us on Facebook and or Instagram. Either one automatically gets you entered for Pizza with a Podcaster. For all 158 episodes now, go online at davehollyhour.com. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. And as I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, I'm Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Posh Boutique, The Sky in Tea, XL Chiropractic, Quality Nails, Jesse Moffitt Entertainment, and Sonny's Pizzeria. If you would like to contribute to the continued success of this podcast, simply buy Dave a cup of coffee. Go to davehollyhour.com and look for a coffee cup icon in the lower left. Don't forget to stay up to date on the show on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the Dave Holly Hour on Facebook, and you'll be automatically entered in our Pizza with a Podcaster contest. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.